talking to you guys today. So I'll let people come in if they're going to be here. If not, then we'll just get it right into it. So I'll give it a few minutes. But today I was going to talk about season change as far as what you should and shouldn't be doing, I guess, as far as, hey, it's going into spring. Here in Texas, it's already 90 degrees, so it's already hot. And yeah, it's already hot. And people, I mean, right now it's Fiesta in San Antonio, so the whole month is basically a giant party. And people are outside, so that's why you see me wearing linen right now. If you wonder why I'm out here, it's pretty hot already. It's like 90, 95 degrees. So please keep that in mind. When you see me wearing this shirt, it's like, dude, why are you wearing a summer shirt? Well, this is why, because it's really, really hot outside. So, alright. Sometimes you want to have clothes that are situational. What I mean by this is, for example, if you have 4 seasons, you want to have clothes for pretty much all 4 seasons if you want to. That's something that you should do or could do. It's up to you. Hello there. Welcome in. It's definitely something you want to invest in because, for example, you don't want to be wearing flannel in the summertime and sweat yourself to death. So try to use the fabric that best suits the climate that you're in. For example, we're going into spring, so you can wear a lot of pastel colors, a lot of brighter colors. Uh, that's always a good thing. You could wear, for example, linen shirts like this, Hawaiian shirts, uh, shorts. You could wear shorts too. Like right now, I'm wearing the best shorts that I found that really work that are not just straight up linen is like golf shorts. They're really nice, and they allow air to pass through them relatively easy, so you're not sweating. Like for example, if you're wearing jeans, it's gonna be really hot. And I know friends that wear jeans here in summer in Texas, and I don't know how they do that, but they do, and it is unbelievably hot. So something you want to keep in mind is be sure whatever fabric you're using is good. And what I mean by spring and summer is the fabrics that you're looking for is an air. So basically, what you want to do is you can take a shirt. If you can see through it, that's a good thing. That means air is going to pass through. That generally speaking, this is generally speaking. So, for example, you pick up a linen shirt and you put it up like this, you'd be able to see right through it. It's like that's going to get a lot of air going through it, which is what you want in the summertime because it's hot. So you don't want it to be just soaked with sweat. You want the stuff to go through. The air is what I mean. Like as far as that way you feel cool, like at least somewhat cool off. That's always a good thing. So please keep that in mind. And then also on top of that is there are different fabrics. Like for example, seersucker, that's specifically made for hot weather. That's a cotton fabric, and it comes in all kinds of cool colors. Haspel is the one. I got a thing on Instagram. One of the guys that I follow, I can't remember his name on top of my head. He was on the Gentleman's Gazette follow list, so I decided to follow him because he seems like a really cool dude. So I have been following him and following his stuff, and he's a really cool channel. I'll link his channel down in the description here if I remember what it is exactly, but I'll definitely link it down in the description. But he's trying to get into Ivy League style, and he's from the United Kingdom, and he was looking for like some what do they call them? Buck shoes or something, buck suede. I can't remember exactly, but they're basically white preppy shoes that they used to use, or not used to use, but they still use in Ivy League style and prep style. And he was wondering where he could get some, and he was trying to figure out where he could get some seersucker because I guess in England they don't have access to it. I guess that I know of, as far as I mean, this is what I know of. He was talking about he doesn't know where he can get one, and I thought, well, because he was looking at like J Press Clothiers. They sell them, but they're real proud of the price. And he's more along the lines of, if I understand correctly, he's more along the lines of not really expensive stuff, but he likes to buy like used and vintage stuff and stuff that's relatively inexpensive, and then try to make outfits out of it, which is really cool because all that really does is show you, hey, you don't have to have $1 million to go, present yourself in a nice way. And I told him, I said, why don't you go check out Haskell? And he asked me, oh, hold on a second, we have a small dick energy car here. Let's see. All it is just exhaust. It isn't. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, Haspel is from New Orleans, and they've been there, if I remember correctly, off the top of my head, 1909. They carry just about everything you could ever want in seersucker. And if any of you know anything about New Orleans, it's quite humid and very hot. So that is why that fabric was created. So it's specifically made for summer weather. The most classic out of all of them is a white and blue seersucker. That's probably the most classic that I can think of off the top of my head. To Kill a Mockingbird, they used it in that movie. If you want a representation of what is seersucker, that's probably the best that I can think of right on top of my head. Is that is there? Hello there, nice to see you. Finally, I was wondering if you ever could get on here. Um, but yeah, so the seersucker is really good for hot weather, and like I said, it comes in many different fabrics. They even make tuxedos, they make shorts in it, they make shirts in it. Other companies, I don't know if they do that, but I know for without beyond a reasonable doubt that Haspel makes amazing quality. Hello, hello. There you go. Yes, they've been trying to do this for like 3 or 4 times now. Welcome in. Uh, yeah, finally you got me live. So usually I think the last 2 times I've gone, maybe 3 or 4 times the last I've gone live, you've been either right after I stop, and you're like, dude, where are you at? I'm like, I just got off, I had to leave. So it's nice to see you. But anyway, like I said, the Haspel stuff, that's really good for hot weather. Like I said, they have all different kinds of colors, and they do have tuxedos as well. So if you're looking for, you don't want like a traditional tuxedo, they make them out of seersucker. So they have like a midnight blue seersucker tuxedo. We used to have a place here in San Antonio called, I think it was called Sporting District or Gentleman's Sporting District here at the Pearl, and they would carry a lot of Haspel products, which is why I knew about them, you know, because you could go check it out. And they had sizes there. It was just a guy store pretty much of anything. It had stuff from hunting all the way to like room stuff to clothes. It had everything a dude could want. It had it inside of it. And unfortunately, they're no longer in business, but that's how I found out about Haspel's. I was looking in there one day and like, what in the world is this? And then it was a tuxedo made of seersucker. I'm like, this is really cool. It'd be great for the summertime, more especially here in the southern states, or like if you live in Australia or any kind of hot area. So that's definitely something you want to keep into consideration, you know, especially if you're going to get hot outside. So the seersucker, the linen, either one of those two are great. You want like I said, you want to where it has air blow through it. Many of you know, I love wearing the Panama hats. So in Mexico, where my wife is from, they have a town that weaves the Panama hats. They leave them in the caves there. I don't know exactly where it's at. My wife knows the name of it. I don't. But I think it's really unique. But every time I go to Mexico, I try not to pay the Güero tax. So a lot of times I end up, you know, she's like, I don't want them to look at you. You're going to pay more money, which is relatively true. That's pretty true. My wife, she tries to keep them from looking at me because as soon as they look at me, the price is going to go up, which is not uncommon in Mexico. They see Güeros, they're like, oh, okay, Güero means white person or white boy, and then Güera is white woman. So they see that and they're like, oh, they're going to pay more. So a lot of times I don't buy stuff in Mexico for that exact reason. And what I do is I'll try it on and then have my wife go pay for it later. That way she can get it at the regular prices instead of the Güero price. And as I was saying, the hat. So, oh sweet, all right, Maltese Falcon, and Rossi. Is that a pipe? And I was talking about the Panama hats. So I like Hat of Cane. That's my favorite hat place. They're based out of Singapore, and they get theirs from Ecuador, which is where a lot of the Panama hats are made, is in Ecuador. So if I understand correctly, the history of it, yeah, pipe. Okay, cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, yesterday I smoked a cigar while I was working. So I'm gonna lay off it for today. I had 2 last week, so I gotta chill out. And yeah, I'm just chilling out right now. My wife is making lemonade, but she would make like pineapple juice, so I haven't drank any of that right now. So she makes that too, like pineapple juice, which is pretty good. Pineapple and orange, she mixes the two of them together, and that's pretty good. But sometimes she'll make limeade and lemonade, which is really good as well. But anyway, like I was saying, the Panama hats, that's an excellent thing to do. It covers your head and it's extremely stylish. They have many different styles. It's called Hat of Cane. I've done many videos. Actually, no, I've done 2 videos, and I'll do another one. I mentioned it earlier that I need to do a video about their other hat that I have, which is the Explorer. I like that hat a lot. Have a brick house, my door ready for villain. Ah! Hey, that'll work. I know my friend will be watching that. He's a University of Kansas alumni, so he'll definitely be watching that game. He loves Kansas. I mean, his dad was a teacher there for a long time before his dad had unfortunately had passed on now since then. But his dad was a mathematics professor at Kansas. But he's passed on since then, unfortunately. But yeah, he'll be watching that game tonight, I'm sure. But he loves basketball. I don't follow basketball, so well, hopefully you're able to celebrate with that Brickhouse Maduro, and that's a really good cigar too, by the way. That's a great cigar to have. It's real smooth. It's not harsh at all. It's a great, and it's relatively said smooth, and it has pretty good flavor to it. So that's another thing I want to mention too with the Panama hat is, get you some sunglasses, some good sunglasses. Speaking of smoking cigars, it's time to go outside to a park, to a barbecue or whatever, and go golfing. I know a lot of guys that go golfing and they'll always bring a cigar with them. They'll bring they have cases for cigars that are like 3, 1, 2, so on and so forth. They come in different varieties. They're just like cases you can put them in. They're like cedarwood cases that are enclosed that are really elegant, and some are not. Some are just plastic. You don't need a real nice one, but I see a lot of guys do that to protect their cigars, and when they go golfing, they could open it up and smoke them. They have natural to both. Are good. I also like Quorum 60 Ring darker shade. I don't know if I ever tried that cigar. I'll have to see if I have it here locally. See if I have tried it. I'm not sure. I may have tried it before, but I honestly am not sure. So I'd have to check that out next time I go to the Finks here. I haven't gone to the cigar shop in quite some time because my friend bought me a box of cigars whenever me and my wife had our wedding ceremony. He was in Miami, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm at the cigar shop. What do you like?" And I'm like, "I don't care. It's a cigar, dude. Like, just make sure it's not a Scudo wrapper, and I don't really care." And he said, "Okay," and then he ended up getting those. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be. People think that cigars are really expensive, and no, they don't really have to be. You don't have to buy an expensive cigar for it to be really good. I mean, it's not necessary whatsoever. Yeah, it's just not necessary. One of my favorite sticks is the Arturo Fuente Hemingway series, and those come in all kinds of different sizes, and I think they're about $7 or $8, and that's for a Churchill. That's a big cigar. That's about an hour and a half that's about an hour and a half at least. If you're puffing on it, if you're bullshitting with somebody and chatting, it's probably about 2 hours. Start bullshitting and hanging out, and then that's something else I want to recommend too. And is, as we're going into summer and summer fabrics and things of that nature, is what sit down with a friend and have a cigar. So, like for example, I'm sure Alex can talk about this. Yes, exactly. Yes, 858, the Recital series, the art. Any kind of Arturo Fuente is just. I always tell people, if you don't know anything and you just want just a cigar, like, hey, I'm gonna try it. The first thing I tell them is go get an Arturo Fuente. That's the first thing I usually tell people is go get an Arturo Fuente, whatever it is, and then if you want to try just a very basic, real easy to start. I talked about this in another live stream that I did about cigars. Was go get a Monte Cristo White Label series, and go get Macanudo White Label. Go get either one of those two, or Brickhouse. Brickhouse is another one, but you can get any of those cigars and start out, and those are perfectly fine. Those are usually Connecticut shade, and they're really good. Matter of fact, my godfather's been smoking cigars probably since before I was a glint in my father's eye. And till this day, he has boxes of Monte Cristo White Label inside of his humidor, amongst many others that are way more expensive. But he tells me I always have a box of white labels in my humidor, which is true. He showed me pictures of them. So he's like, "Yeah, man, these are just great," and they're really good. I mean, if you're thinking, let's see here, if you're thinking, oh, I really. This is going to sound really controversial, but when I started thinking of, I've been smoking, oh, sweet, all right. That's awesome. Yeah, pipes and cigars is good, yeah. But yeah, 18 years old, let's see, I stopped smoking in about 18 or 19. And then I started smoking again, cigars and pipes, and not cigarettes. I started smoking 24, 25. Yeah, don't start smoking cigarettes, please, for the love of God. I did a video on that just recently, and don't start smoking them. I couldn't suggest not to do it enough because, yeah, I made a whole video about smoking cigarettes, so please stay away from those if you can. I mean, they add all kinds of chemicals and shit in it, and it starts controlling everything that you do. So yeah, that's not good. You know, you don't want to be controlled. And it's an abusive relationship because you can't live. You really, you feel physically ill if you can't have it. I don't know how else to explain it, but if you can't have one and you have a withdrawal, you literally feel physically ill. I don't know how else to describe it. You do. You physically feel ill if you can't have one. And if that tells you any kind of control it has, then it does. So stick with the pipes and cigars. Don't worry about the other stuff. And for a whole pack of cigarettes, you can buy an Arturo Fuente cigar, which I would say, beyond a reasonable doubt, it's going to taste a lot better than any cigarette that's going to come out of the side of that box. Yeah. And the best thing is, it's hung dry in a barn and rolled. It doesn't have any kind of chemicals in it. Doesn't have any bullshit in it. It's exactly as it is. It's just a cigar. It's tobacco leaf. It's aged, and then they roll it, and then it is given to you to enjoy. Which is something I really do like about cigars. Is it basically it's a bespoke item. It's one of the few bespoke items you can buy, personally, that is at a relatively inexpensive price. You know, there's not a lot of things that are handmade you could go buy for $8, you know, or even less expensive than that. You know, you can buy it for, you know, like you were saying, $4, $5. You can go and get a handmade item for that price. I mean, I don't know very much of anything else where you can literally do that. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking on top of my head, and I can't recall anything where you can get a handmade item on top of your head. And like I was mentioning earlier about smoking a cigar, is like, for example, if you have a cigar you don't like, I don't know, sometimes I have done this before where I've smoked a cigar and I don't really care much for it. The thing is, like, let's say I'm with a friend and I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm going to try this cigar again. So I do, and then I end up liking it. Maybe it's because I smoked it fast. Maybe I was having a bad day or whatever. Getting to like ring note and taste it, like it at first. Yeah, some things will grow on you. You know, I've had cigars that have grown on me. And yeah, I've had cigars that have grown on me that I didn't like to begin with. For example, the Perdomos. Perdomos, I really don't like them, like in the beginning. And I started smoking them more, and I like, oh, what is it called? The Habano aged. It's the one they stick inside the barrels, and holy shit, that's amazing. This is a type, yeah, either pipe tobacco or regular, it doesn't matter, either one is fine. Pipe tobacco, I haven't really had one that's grown on me, really. I've never had one that's grown on me. I've either really liked it or really hated it. I have had one grow on me, I can't remember the name on the top of my head, but I bought it here locally. It's a local blend that they have together at Fink's, and I had smoked it. And then there's another one I bought in Fredericksburg, which is like the wine country here in Texas. There's a cigar shop out the main street, and I bought, damn it, I don't remember the name of it, but it was really good. It tasted like plums. When I first got it, I'm like, holy cow, this is sweet. It really was. It was sweet. And then about the third or fourth bowl of me smoking, I'm like, this is really nice. And then like, damn, it's like I can't go to Castroville. I can't go to Fredericksburg to go get it. So. That's one reason why I don't like limited edition stuff either, is because, like, if I try it and I like it, I may not ever see it again. So I don't want to be like, oh man, plum pudding. Yeah, plum pudding is good. Exactly. Yeah. You know, the plums. So what I'm smoking right now, I think it's called Crooner, if I remember off the top of my head. That's off the top of my head, so I could be wrong. I think it's called Crooner from Fink's here locally here in San Antonio. Fink's has been around for a long time here in San Antonio, and it my favorite one is plum. So it's like a plum based. In my opinion, it tastes like plums. So that's something that I really do enjoy. Yeah, anyway, I was talking about clothes and stuff. So about the fabric, the seersucker, linen, and then for like a suit, where's your pipe today or cigar? Oh yeah, I talked about earlier. I smoked a cigar yesterday, so I'm just like, I don't really want to smoke one today. And then the pipe, I just have it in there. I haven't smoked it, so that's what I was saying earlier. I really wish I had some limeade. My wife was making limeade yesterday because she was tired, so I was like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Maybe we'll make some today or tomorrow or whatever, but yeah, maybe next week I'll have a cigar or a pipe with me, but today, not so much. Yeah, but anyway, for a suit, I was thinking the Fresco or Hop Sack. That's a really good material to use for a suit in the summertime. It breathes really well. Even a sport jacket, you know, you could also have that too, Hop Sack or Fresco. Either one of them is perfect for the summertime. That goes along with seersucker. So One hopsack, fresco, seersucker, linen, and then you can also have blends of linen. So you have linen and cotton blends, linen and silk blends. It's blended, so it's not 100% linen. So it won't. A lot of people don't like linen because it wrinkles, and that's true. It does wrinkle, but a lot of the times when they make linen suits, it's extremely heavy linen. And what I mean by that is not like by weight. I mean by it doesn't necessarily wrinkle. It kind of creases. It creases in a way. It doesn't really wrinkle. So the heavier the linen is, from my experience, the more it creases. One of your tweed sports jackets fit the pipe you were smoking. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I had a herringbone or trout bone. If you're British, they call it a trout bone, but it is a trout bone or herringbone jacket. And yeah, I've had that sport jacket for a long time, and you guys can't tell it in the picture, but but it's got holes in it. So I probably should retire that one, but I just like it so much I haven't done that. And who's gonna come up and tell me, hey, you look like a poor person with holes in your jacket? But I don't really care. I think it's a really nice jacket, and I really like it. And one of my really good friends, he has one exactly like that. So sometimes when him and I do go to meetings, he's wearing the exact same jacket I am, and we have a really fun time with that. Start roasting each other a little bit, which is a really fun time. Yeah, I do have tweed. I have 2 tweed jackets. I got asked the other day on Instagram about what fabric was it made of, and honestly, I don't. I put my phone in and out of that so many times. How many pipes do you own? I have 4. No, wait, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4. I have 4. 2 corn cobs, 1 Savinelli, and then one like it's one of the Nordic countries. I don't remember exactly which one, and I can't pronounce it. It saved my life. So, yeah, I have videos on all the pipes that I've smoked. It's in the playlist under smoking. Yeah, but trying to think. Yeah, I only have 4. I don't have any more than that. I said 2 are corn cobs, which is what I tell people to buy anyway. I tell them just buy a corn cob pipe, especially when you first start. You don't know if you like it, so go buy a corn cob. They're like maybe $10, $15, and use it. If you burn a hole in it, who cares? It's a corn cob pipe. Go buy another one. And you can buy different varieties of them. I did Mersham pipes is basically what I think that's how you pronounce it. Marsham. I'm not sure. It's out of like Mississippi, if I remember. But I did a video on it, and it's under the smoking playlist as well. And those are really good pipes. I recommend them to anybody, and they're not really expensive. A lot of times people buy a real nice pipe and they destroy it when they first start smoking them because they don't really know what they're doing. My girlfriend bought me a Peterson through. That's awesome. Yeah, Peterson. Okay, yeah, that is awesome. Honestly, Alex, smoking for a long time, I prefer bent than straight. I don't know why that is. I just do. And I think I like the bend because, for example, the straight, I have a hard time holding it in my mouth. And that's what she said too, by the way, for all you guys that are going to make fun of this later. That's what she said. So the straight pipes, I have a hard time holding in my mouth, where if it's bent like a little bit and it goes down, I can usually keep that out of my mouth while I'm doing stuff. And that's what she said too. So definitely it's a lot easier and I enjoy it better. So yeah, I know, you're going to get these guys later in the comments. That's what she said, so I'm going to go ahead and just say it, so that way it's out of the way there. Yeah, so you definitely want to pay attention to that as well. I would strongly recommend, if you're going to buy a pipe, if you're a brand new pipe smoker, I would say buy a bent pipe first, because what I mean by bend is it goes like that and it goes down. Some are just straight, some go like this and they go down, or they arch like that and they go down. That's a lot less taxing on your jaw, which is, yeah, once again, that's what she said. So it's a lot less taxing on your jaw. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. But, yeah, the corn cobs are the ones that I recommend, because so many people, when you first start, and I'm sure Alex can agree with this, is you generally have a habit of getting it too hot. You smoke it too hot, and you end up, some people end up burning holes in the side of the bowls. They're not paying attention to how hot the bowl is. So if you're brand new, I wouldn't go buy $100 pipe and then like a briar pipe or whatever, and then start heating it up, and you end up destroying it because you're not paying attention. Um, I've seen it happen, and it's not a good sign. You think, damn, I just spent all this money, and first time around, I use it, I destroy it. So you don't want to do that. Um, you want to just get something you can enjoy and have fun with. And if it breaks or you damage it, who cares? You go get another one. It's like $10. Oh well, who cares? It's not too much, as far as it's not going to cost you a kidney to buy a new one. Where, like for example, Alex, if you broke your Peterson pipe, you'd probably cry, because I know I would cry. If I broke the Savinelli pipe that I have, I would cry. If I destroyed it the first time I smoked it, I would cry. So it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. Yeah, what tobacco did you smoke the first time? I love Carter Hall, half an hour. They remember it's Captain Black Royal. Yeah, he always had pipe in it. Was a natural for me. The first one that I smoked, it was here locally. It was from Finks. I think it was Peach, if I remember correctly. Jimmy. So, Jimmy from Finks, he's in there, Helotes, which is west side of San Antonio. It's a little town, like literally hugging San Antonio. So where 1604 goes like this, you have here on Bandera side, you have San Antonio. On the left side of that, on the left side of Bandera of 1604, you have Lotus, which is where that Finks is. Jimmy's been working there for at least 5 years that I know of, 6 years now. And yeah, I've known Jimmy for 6 years, and he got me into pipe smoking because he was talking to me about it one time, and I'm like, hey, why do I always see you smoking a pipe in here if you work at a smoking shop? And he said, because the tobacco's a lot cheaper. That was his first thing is, dude, I have to pay for the cigars we smoke in here. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. You don't think they're free? I'm like, no. And he said, yeah, I had this pipe tobacco because it's way cheaper. Well, okay, man. So I said, help me out here. So he set me up with a corn cob. Basically explained what I just explained right now about having, wooden pipes. And he's like, just get a corn cob. You're going to overheat it. If you damage it, oh well, just bring it, go buy another one, not too much. And that's what he did, and he showed me what to do. And I think it was peach, if I remember correctly. It was a peach tobacco from Finks. It's a house blend that they have. So that's another thing. If you're near a cigar shop, they're going to have house blends a lot of the time. They're at least going to have 4 or 5 jars of house blends that you can try. And they're going to say, would you like to smell it? So they'll open the jar up, and then you get a whiff of it. You don't even have to stick your nose. You can smell it. That's one thing about Country Squire is supposed to be a great tobacconist in Jackson, Mississippi. Many to mail orders with them and by TPC. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really got much into it. I basically just smoke them and buy here locally. I haven't started buying tins or anything like that. I buy from local because I know the guys for a long time. So I go over there and I talk to them. It gives me a reason to BS with them. And like I said, I haven't gone to cigar shop in 4 months, at least 4 months now. Yeah, about 4 months is the last time I've been. Because I've been, like I said, my friend bought me a box of cigars, and then I've had a... Oh wait, hold on a second. No, it's been about 2 months. The last time I did, I went over and I bought some more tobacco from Finks and Lotus, and I think it was Crooner. Crooner is what I'm talking about. That was the brand they have. It's a house blend. You can buy it online. It's a Finks San Antonio, and then they have where you can buy it. But it's a house blend, as far as I know. So it's not coming out of a can. They just have it in a jar there, and you can buy it. And you can buy it per ounce as well. So that's something else. You can buy it per ounce. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. But, yeah, it's something you definitely want to pay attention to. As we're speaking about smoking here, so that's the thing with your clothes is like, if you have a cigar, it depends on which one you have. Some are really stinky, like you smell up your car, or smell your shirt, your clothes. So if you're wearing, like for example, linen or anything like that, be careful what cigar you're smoking. If you're smoking a pipe, did you ever smoke a pipe blending with cigar leaf like Key Largo? No, I have not. No, I have not tried anything like that. I know that even existed. So now that I know it, maybe I can do a little more research, try to figure out what to do with that. Definitely something I should check out. What I really like to do, I have a couple friends that do like smoking, so maybe I can get them on. I could talk to them about smoking, what they know, what they don't know, and things of that nature. They know a lot more than me. I'm just kind of like I guess you could consider it a connoisseur. I'm not really like an expert I don't know much. I like it, so it's what I do. You know, I don't know nothing about really about flavors. So like people will smoke cigars. Please, Peas and Cornell sell a lot of cigar blends. Okay, maybe. I'm okay. All right. I'll have to check that out then. So I'll go back through and look at the comments when it's over and see if I can figure out. Maybe I'll do an unboxing or something where I can open it up and take a look at it. Anyway, the clothes, like I was mentioning, it'll reek of cigar smoke. So with a pipe, you don't really have that. It'll smell whatever pipe tobacco you're smoking. It'll smell like that. And many people will actually give you a compliment. If you're smoking a pipe, it'll smell really good. I don't know many pipe tobaccos that I know of that smell bad. Maybe there are some, but I've never experienced any. And I've been, like I said, I've been smoking these for 5 to 7 years, something like that. So it's been quite a long time. Like I said, I haven't experienced anything since that where it's gonna reek. You know, like as far as it smell horrible, awful, which is a good thing in my opinion. 1 second here. I have had that in the past where usually what I do is when I do smoke a cigar, regardless if it's winter, summer, or whatever, I will leave my clothes outside of the closet for maybe a day or two and let it air out. I've done that a lot and it helps, you know, with the stench. So like for example, some cigars are very strong in their scent. I'm not saying the strength that they have, but after you're done, it's like poof, holy crap, dude, like this smells horrible. People turn heads a lot in public when I smoke a pipe. Not many of us out there anymore. Anywhere. Yeah, that is correct. Yes. I would say it's almost like taking a dog to a park. If you go to a bar, which is what I used to do when I was single, I would go to a bar and take my pipe with me and start smoking it. And people would come up and start talking to me or ask me and, you know, chatting with me. And definitely something, if you want attention, that's one way to do it, you know, without having to do anything else or act crazy. Just pull out the pipe, start smoking it. People will look at that. So I used to do that a lot. I go to a bar because I'm not a big drinker. I mentioned this before. One of my friends drank himself to death, so I rarely drink. If I do, it's maybe one beer. But I mean, maybe once or twice a year I'll drink a lot, but that's not very often. But yeah. Anyway, so I go to a bar and get like a Topo Chico or like a water or whatever, and I sit there with my pipe and just smoke my pipe. I have friends that drink, so they would go, and a lot of times as a designated driver, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't drink very much, so it's expensive too, which is another reason why I just like, no, I'm good. But yeah, I just light up the cigar or light up the pipe, and more likely than not, like you said, Alex, people look and they're like, oh, it's a pipe smoker, and they go and just start talking to you, which is kind of cool, you know. I got a couple of dates that way actually, you know, talking to women. They were like, oh, you know, they start talking to you or whatever. So I got a couple of dates out of it. If that's what you're looking for, you know. But now that I'm married, I really don't want no one to talk to me besides my wife, because I mentioned this in several videos. You know, right now it's kind of a dangerous time for guys. Like we can't even, I mean, it really is dangerous. Yeah, it's just dangerous. I wouldn't even bother with it. I don't know. I mean, that's why I didn't marry a woman from the United States. I went down south because I just didn't want the issue. So that's why I married a woman not from our country. Along with the values they have are a lot different than what our values have in the United States. Or in Western countries, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's pretty much about it on that. But yeah, I have, in the past, I dated a chick that did smoke cigarettes, and she always did like it whenever we'd be hanging out somewhere, and then I would pull out the pipe and start smoking it. So she thought that was really cool. She thought that was something that was, I did it because I enjoyed it. I didn't do it for her. So if anyone's saying like, oh, you're a simp or whatever, no, I did it because I wanted to, and I was smoking before I met her. I haven't seen a pipe smoker in a bar for years. Yeah, they're rare. They're rare. They are extremely rare. Matter of fact, you won't even see them in a cigar bar or cigar shop. That's what I was talking to Jimmy about. Because I'm like, dude, like you're the only one in here smoking a pipe. What's going on here, man? Why is everyone else in cigar and you're doing a pipe? Another thing he was talking about, dude, like, but this pipe, except for me, gives an, yeah, exactly, yes. Like, look at, yeah, exactly. I feel confident doing this, so I'm doing it. And Jimmy was telling me, you know, if I'm dealing with a customer, I can put this pipe down and it's gonna go out. Pipes go out all the time. Sure, Alex can do this. Doesn't matter how well you pack it. You can pack it the best in the world, you know, and it'll still go out on you. But he was talking to me about, you know, dude, when I'm talking to somebody or working with a customer, I can leave this pipe here, I can let it go out, and I can relight it later, and I don't have a problem. And if I leave a cigar like that for too long, it's gonna start putting out that pungent, nasty smell to it, and then when I relight it, it's ruined the whole cigar, and I don't want to do that. So that's why he was talking to me about, you know, dude, that's why I smoke the pipe, because I'm dealing with customers or talking to them or whatever. I can lay it down and relight it, and I don't have that problem. Whereas if I had a cigar, I smoke it, I lay it down, and then you leave it there long enough, it's gonna go out, and it's gonna start. It has a distinct smell to it when you let a cigar go out, and it's very strong, and it doesn't smell very nice. So that's more or less what he was talking about. For those that you don't have any kind of concept. Yeah, a good 40 to 60 minute. Yeah, exactly. It gives you time to think in your head and kind of relax. Not necessarily worried about one thing or the other. Just kind of, hey, I'm going to hang out for a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do. And get your mind together, get you going in your head. You know, there's so many distractions now with the world that we live in. It's really good to just sit down and hang out for a while. You always smoke it. Yes, I do. I smoke them down in the nub unless it like destroys me. Which I mentioned before in the previous live stream, like the Gloria Cubana. Holy crap, the LFD cigars, the Florida Dominicana. Holy cow, dude! Like, I think I smoked it about halfway and I was spinning. I mean, I was straight up spinning, dude. Like my face was green. I was laid down in the chair like this with my arms out. I had eaten a dinner before and I had a Dr. Pepper with me. And this is when my friend Dan was still alive. God bless you, Dan, wherever you are. I hope you're rested in peace. But he looked at me. He's like, dude, are you okay? And I said, nah, dude, this is really strong, dude. Like, it's killing me here. He just started laughing at me. He's like, dude, you need to put that out. You're gonna be in trouble. And I said, okay, you know. So I laid it down and I just laid there and I was like, ooh, man, this is strong. I was getting really woozy. Yeah. So you guys might laugh. For me, I even had that experience. Depending on what cigar you smoke. Just keep that in mind, though. Please do keep that in mind. Just man, oh man, golly, that will knock you out. Depending on what you have. And like I said, I had dinner before then. I had dinner and I had a Dr. Pepper with me, and it's still about halfway through it. Just, I mean, wow, man, it really knocked me down. I'm sure some of you've had that before. What is another one? Jacob's Ladder from Southern Draw. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, if you get Jacob's Ladder from Southern Draw, early morning pipe, good blend for start. Yeah, that more or less like in Connecticut. You know, real nice, real nice, not too strong. Yeah, Jacob's Ladder is another one, man. I smoked that about halfway, maybe a little more than that, maybe about like 5/8 of the way down. Holy cow, dude. That was ridiculous. And that's once again, I remember Dan was staring at me. He's like, dude, you need to put that out, man. You're not looking too good. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not looking good at all. This is a good cigar, but dude, it's killing me right now, legitimately. It's really strong. And yeah, so that's what happened with that. And anyway, yeah, so yeah, Dan was telling me, dude, like, he told me that about 3 or 4 times. Man, I miss Dan, man. Wherever you are, I hope you're resting in peace, my friend. Oh, man, I miss seeing you every week. He was a really cool dude. As a guy I met at the cigar shop. And he was really, really cool and very nice man. He was in his 60s. I don't remember exactly how old he was, but he was in his 60s. But I do know he was a Virgo because he was just like me and my wife. So he was a Virgo. I do remember that. But yeah, he would tell me, he's like, dude, you got to put that cigar out, man. It's going to take you out. And he wasn't kidding. It had already taken me out. I just didn't want to accept it, you know. And like I said, that's after me eating dinner, and I had a Dr. Pepper with me. So I was trying to do everything I could to mitigate that, and didn't work. Which is a fact of life sometimes with these things. Oh, here we go. Some people are fighting in their car. I'm looking at right now. This is good. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here. They're like fighting in the car, and I can't really hear it, but I can see she's yelling at him for something. He has the door open, trying to tell her something. So this is going to make it interesting. Mixture 965, pretty good. Is that a blend for a pipe? Like I said, man, I'm not an expert. I've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years, so I just had like house tobacco. So if you tell me, I'm not sure. You know, I'm gonna have to check it out because I don't know much about it. Like I said, I know how to light them and stuff. I never looked at different. I'm usually a person of habit. Okay, yeah, I'm usually a person of habit. So if I like something, the chance of me usually veering off of that and trying something different is really rare. I have to really want to do that. So something I have to really want to try. And the one that you're talking about, the cigar, was it Quatorum or whatever? I'm trying to remember. You mentioned. I think that's on one of my lists to try. Because what I do is I like watching JR Cigars, and they do list like top 5 list or whatever of different things. So what I'll do is I'll watch the list, and then in the description they leave the cigars that they tried, or what they're talking about. And all the ones I've tried, I take a screenshot of it and I mark off the ones that I've tried, and I leave the ones open that I haven't tried. Yeah, I think that's one of the ones on the list. What you're talking about there? Maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. But yeah, they leave it on there, and then I'll use that as ones that way I can try new stuff. Right now, I prefer Sumatra and Cameroon. I've always preferred those two, and then Ecuador, Connecticut. I like those as well. The Sumatra leaf is really a nice leaf. If you're a coffee drinker, I really do believe you will like Sumatra, and then you'll like the Cameroon wrapper. If you're a coffee drinker and you really like drinking coffee, either one of those two is perfect. Leaf by Oscar Sumatra, that is an amazing cigar. Holy cow, dude. That is a wonderful cigar. True Estate, Alec Bradley, a silent 70 ring gauge. Jesus Christ, dude. What are you doing? Smoking a pipe? And a pipe, I mean like a pipe for a house. 70 ring gauge, that's a huge cigar, man. I think the biggest I ever smoked is a nub. You know, a nub from Oliva. Right? Is Oliva? Or is that its own brand? Nub. What are they, like 54 or 56 ring gauge? Wait, I have smoked a Gordo once. So I think Gordos are 60 ring gauge. And that was an Oliva, and I had a hard time keeping it going because it had such a big ring gauge to it. You have to keep puffing on it. Oh, football cigar. Okay. So you're talking about like hanging out, tailgating for like hours. You could go on for, you could smoke it for hours. That's what you're going for. Okay, I understand now. I understand it now. Gotcha. Olivas can be strong. Yes, they can be. They really can be. The G series is the one that I like from them because that's Cameroon wrapper. They have the G series, that's Cameroon. The V series, the Milanio V series. I like the Lancero, but that one is a little on the stronger side. And this is my opinion. Once again, it's my opinion. For you, it may not be strong, but for me, it is. Yeah, but the Milanio V, I think it's Milanio V or Oliva V series. Those are pretty good. They can make them in a Lancero, so I like those. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just came here real quick, talk to you guys, and talk to you guys about cigars and clothes for spring. So cigars, pipes, whatever. Thank you, Alex, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I strongly suggest you do. Like I said, I'm going live. This will be a lot more incoming. A lot of times, I'm going to try to see if I can go live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'll do what I did like I did yesterday. Brian, you got to try Cohiba Red Dot. Is that a Cuban cigar, or is that a regular one? Is that a Cuban or one we get in the United States? Let me know, Alex, please, because I'm not sure. They have both. I don't understand what you mean. Do you mean like there's a red one from Cuba and there's a red one from wherever they're made that are not in Cuba? I haven't smoked any Cohiba that's not a Cuban, so I'm not familiar with them. So if I seem ignorant, that's because I am, because I don't know. That's why I'm asking this question. So for all of you guys that want to troll me, that's why I'm asking this question, because I honestly don't know. And there's no sense to me talking about something I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's why I'm asking. They're not Cuban, but are fantastic. Okay, cool. So they're not Cuban, so you can get them in the United States. Okay, cool. All right, then I'll have to check that out. I'll have to add it to my list. All right, cool. That'll be one that I have to add to my list. Red Dot. Okay, so I'll have to ask him for Red Dot. they'll know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But if I say, hey, do you guys have any Cuban, or not Cuban, Cohiba Red Dots? Okay. Now, my favorite Cuban cigar is Trinidad Vigia. Holy shit, that's amazing. If a graham cracker was made at Padron, and oh yeah, Padron is a really good cigar, man. That 1964 is just awesome. Maduro, natural. Padron is just awesome. Yes, yeah, the Trinidad Vigia, exactly. It tastes just like a graham cracker. If a graham cracker was made in a cigar, a Trinidad Vigia, it just tastes like a graham cracker. It's just awesome. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just awesome. Yeah, it's just awesome. I love it. And it tastes like that with it's like a graham cracker and a saltwater taffy mixed together. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I get from it. It tastes like saltwater taffy and a graham cracker mixed together. I know that sounds strange, but it tastes really good. And that's a Trinidad Vigia. That's from Cuba. Yeah. I can't think of any other ones that I really like off the top of my head. I tried a whole bunch of them. I've tried Bolivar. I've tried, was it Cueto Se? It starts with a Q-U-I. I think it's Cueto Se or something. I'm not sure. And then Cohiba, I've had a couple of those. I've had the Monte Cristo number 2. That one's pretty. I'll send you some Cohibas. I'll send you. Oh, okay. Cool. Whenever I get that mailbox, man, I gotta. Right now, I'm trying to get settled in, trying to figure this out. So I'm still kind of in the process of getting moved in here. And then by the time I get moved in here, I'll probably be gone, going somewhere else. Yeah, living the nomad life, which is fun, I guess. As you notice here, you guys can tell in the videos, I've left where I previously resided and moved to a different place. So, yeah, I actually live in San Antonio now. I didn't before. I lived in like a little town outside of San Antonio. Yeah, which is what I prefer, because San Antonio is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people are moving here. Yeah, it's a lot of locals don't like it because it's pushing out people that I've lived here their whole life. San Antonio is pushing them out. Kind of like Austin. Austin's the same way. If you are a native-born Austinite, then you're extremely rare. And San Antonio feels more and more like that. I'm not a native San Antonian. I'm an Oklahoman. I'm an Okie. I'm from Oklahoma, so this is not my place either. So I guess I have no room to talk. But I came here about 10 years ago before it got crazy, as far as people moving here from different states. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna cut it off here, guys. Like I said, thank you for coming. Please subscribe to my channel. After this, I'm gonna post this here, and I think I'll call it good for today. I need to go make some videos. I haven't done it yet, and I'm gonna help my wife with some stuff because she asked me to. Almost came down to San Antonio to see Nova last week. Couldn't get off my work at home job. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah. Well, if you come to San Antonio, there's all kinds of stuff to do, man. There's all kinds of stuff to do. I mean, but yeah, it depends on what side of the city you're on, but every part of the city has something to do, and let that be a fact. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. All I can say is we definitely need some more hotels downtown. Yeah, wow. Keep destroying beautiful buildings and building hotels. And it's like, dude, how many hotels can you put in a block? I mean, are you guys really trying to make a world record here? I mean, holy cow, dude. There's so many hotels downtown. It is ridiculous. And on the Riverwalk, they don't even really have any mom and pop places anymore. It's just like stuff you can get at different places. Like you can go to anywhere else and get it. It has nothing to do with San Antonio. And it's kind of really sad in a way. There are a couple there, but not a lot of them. Like I said, I'm going to cut this short, man. I'm going to get out of here. I got to go do stuff. So thank you guys. Thank you for popping in, Alex. I know we've been trying to do this for a while now, where you come on. And all you guys that watch this after the fact, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so below. And for daily content, I'll have the Instagram link down in the description. And you guys have a good day. See you later, Alex. Have a good day, man. And hopefully your Villanova beats Kansas tonight. So with that being said, have a good day.